Hello, Ranger Nation, and welcome back to Rangers Ready Go. This is Toku Talk Tuesday. Today, very short topic, something that's been going over my mind ever since Power Rangers Beast Morphers began to air. Uh, what will be the next adapted Sentai series here in America? A lot of people say, well, we don't want Hasbro to skip seasons anymore, to skip series, as Saban seemed he was completely fine with skipping series such as Beast Morphers, which was Go Busters, but thankfully Hasbro is now adapting it and now airing it. But he also skipped series such as Resha Sentai Tokuger, Dobutu Sentai Zyuohger, and but even that I can understand because those series, even in Japan, uh, were kind of hit and miss. Zyuohger was good. Everybody likes animals. That's all well and fine. Uh, there is a big, really big train culture in Japan. So Resha Sentai Tokuger did very well there. But I think Saban skipped that due to the fact that I don't know if he knew it was going to do well here. As far as I know, here in America, there's no real big train culture, at least not anymore. I'm fairly certain there used to be, probably close to 100 years ago, when trains were still commercially used for the most part to import and export cargo from state to state. Now everything just comes on trucks or on planes or on boats, whatever have you. Trains just aren't really that big a thing here anymore, and especially not with kids. Here in America, uh, kids and kids who enjoy Power Rangers, they seem to lean more toward the dinosaurs, such as myself. Dinosaur series is my favorite series, and in the series that have to do with vehicles, really cool looking vehicles, and for the Zords, obviously. Well, what I'm getting at is, will Uchu Sentai Kyuranger be the next Sentai adaptation here in America by Hasbro? Personally, I I want to say yes. I would love to see Kyuranger be the next one adapted. But at the same time, I feel if Hasbro was going to go back to 2012 for Power Rangers Beast Morphers, which was Tokume Sentai Go Busters, when it aired in Japan was 2012. Here we are, it's 2019. If he was willing to go back that far for Beast Morphers, will Hasbro continue to go back and adapt Resha Sentai Tokuger and Dobutu Sentai Zyuohger? It's a fair question. A question I don't have the answer to, really. Right now, it's all just speculation, and just well wishing. We just really want it to happen. We're hoping that a lot of people are hoping that he will actually adapt Tokuger and Zyuohger. But my question is will that actually work? As I said, huge train culture in Japan, not so much here in America. And Hasbro, first and foremost, is a toy company. They want to be able to sell toys, merchandise from the show. And kids, not being here in America, not being that much into trains nowadays, I really don't know if that would go over well. Again, I would really like for Hasbro to push it. I'd like to see it done, but the likelihood of Tokuger, um, that's probably a very low percentage of likeliness that we'll see an adaptation of Tokuger. We have more of a likeliness to see an adaptation of Dobutu Sentai Zyuohger because we've had plenty of animal-based series here in America, and again, animals are always popular with kids. Always. Wild Force was successful. Jungle Fury was successful. Um, Granted, those were Disney produced Power Ranger series. They weren't Saban or Hasbro. Personally, I liked the Disney era the best because those adaptations were as faithful to their Sentai counterparts as you can basically get with the Power Ranger series. And they aired it all in 1 year, not 2 years, Saban. But again, the big question that I'm posing is, will Uchu Sentai Kyuranger be next after Power Rangers Beast Morphers? No idea what a working title would be for an adaptation of Kyuranger. It's all based around, it's a space theme Sentai series based off of astrological signs. Things like Capricorn, Virgo, Scorpio, you get the picture. Leo, I'm a Leo. And I do plan on getting a Shishi Red Leo cosplay from Uchu Sentai Kyuranger here soon, whenever I can afford it. At this point, I won't settle for anything less than an Aniki suit, because they are the finest purveyors of Power Ranger slash Super Sentai slash Kamen Rider Metal Heroes cosplay that in the world. Yeah, they're a little pricey, but I think in the long run it's worth it. You're better off getting it from Aniki than anyone else. But back to Kyuranger, I'm going to trail off. Sorry if I sound a little coarse. It's because I've been fighting a cold. So again, I'm going to try to make this short so I don't stress my voice more than I have to. Personally, I loved Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. I liked it more than Resha Sentai Tokuger and Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger combined. And that's a lot of love. Kyuranger was a great series. It was by far the biggest Ranger team ever seen in Super Sentai, with 12 members. That's a lot. And I hope Hasbro, when they do adapt Kyuranger, which I'm fairly certain they will, the only question is when, obviously. I think casting for that series is going to be hell. Casting 12 actors slash stuntmen slash martial artists, however it is they go about their auditioning process, that's going to be a huge undertaking. And that's not to mention all of the side characters that the series, I'm sure, is going to have. It was a very dramatic series in the fact that there was lots of infighting, not only with the Rangers, but with the enemies as well. There were several Rangers who were evil, then turned good, good, and then turned evil, and vice versa, switched back and forth all over the place. Like I said, lots of infighting, lots of drama, but there was also lots of heartfelt moments, lots of comedy, and plenty of action to go around. It was one of the most special effects, action-packed Super Sentai series that I've seen in a long time, since Tokumi Sentai Go Busters, and maybe Zyuden Sentai Kyuranger, which personally is my #1 favorite Sentai series, not because of the story necessarily, but the characters were so engaging and enthralling and made you care about the characters in those series, which is something that Saban, the last few series, he kind of fell short with, for the exception of a couple characters. Koda from Dino Charge. He was a really engaging, enthralling, and intriguing character. You wanted to know more about him, and you loved to like him. You loved to love him. It was Koda was great. I've already talked before in the past about the abysmal cast that was Megaforce and Super Megaforce. That was probably the worst casting ever. The personalities were dull. They were several of the characters were just plain unlikable. I think if I had to pick a favorite out of the Megaforce cast, it'd probably be Jake, the Black/Green Ranger. But again, getting back to Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. Now, if and when they adapt this, well, I shouldn't say if, I know that they will. Again, the question is when. I hope that Hasbro does exactly with that series as they are, as of right now, with Power Rangers Beast Morphers. We're only coming up on the 3rd episode of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, and so far, I'm sold. I absolutely love it. So far, it's great. I had my doubts at first. I'm sure a lot of people had their doubts at first. But go back, watch episode 1 and 2 of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, and you'll see that they're keeping it much more like the Sentai counterpart with this series than Saban did with any of his last few series. The closest thing that Saban did in the last few series that was close to its Sentai counterpart was Samurai, and that was the first series that Saban did after coming back from a close to 10-year hiatus when Disney had a hold of the franchise. Will Uchu Sentai Kyuranger be next? Let me just go ahead and say, I hope so. Like I said, I do want to see an adaptation of Tokuger and Zyuohger. However, the percentage of likeliness is far smaller with those. It's almost hard to calculate exactly what kind of percentage. But Tokuger, I give it maybe a 25% chance that it'll be adapted. Zyuohger, I give it maybe 50-50. They might not. I think they should. But if they're doing it solely for the purpose of selling toys, of selling merchandise from the series, they're not going to do Tokuger. And sorry to say, they're probably not going to do Zyuohger either, if it has to do all with toys. Tokuger, while it had lots of merchandise from the Bandai of Japan toy line, lots of different reshas or trains to collect for the said morphers and the weapons, the blasters, the swords, whatever have you. There was just a lot more variety in that series of merchandise to collect for collectors, mainly. When it came to Zyuohger, we just had a couple of morphers and the weapons for said Rangers. They had no secondary accessories or anything like that. Not like Super Mega Force or / Gokaiger with the keys, or Kyoryuger / Dino Charge with the beast batteries, or Zyudenshi as they're called in the Sentai version. As you can see, I pretty much have all of the beast batteries from both the Sentai version and the our American Dino Charge version. I have pretty much all of I do have all of the beast batteries, all the Zyudenshis from Kyoryuger. I'm missing a couple ones from the beast batteries from Dino Charge, but that's because of the way Bandai of Japan marketed those things and made it almost impossible to collect a complete set just by going to the store and picking it up. I would have had to order every single one individually and pay way more money than what they're worth. And I already did that with the Gokaiger / Super Mega Force keys, which I own every single last one. They're lining the ceiling of my room right now. So it took me forever to collect those, by the way. Pardon me. So in closing, I'm going to wrap this up because my voice is basically starting to disappear. And my throat hurts. Medicine time. Will Uchu Sentai Kyuranger be next? I want it to be. I just hope that Hasbro fully explores their options for adapting Tokuger and Zyuohger possibly first. But if Kyuranger is next to be adapted after Power Rangers Beast Morphers, I'd be totally fine with it. And who knows, maybe we'll still get adaptations of Tokuger and Zyuohger further down the line after that. But if you guys want to find out more about Uchu Sentai Kyuranger and the other Sentais that I've mentioned in this video, it's all over YouTube, guys. They're easy to find. Just type in the names and you'll find all sorts of clips, themes, all the information that you need to find. You can even refer back to plenty of my past videos where I talk extensively about those series. I recently did a video, Will Hasbro continue skipping series? Refer back to that. I talk a little bit more, I elaborate a little bit more on this subject. But as of Uchu Sentai Kyuranger, I loved it, and I can't wait to see what Hasbro will do with it once they decide to adapt it. So, until next week, this has been Paul from Rangers Ready Go, Toku Talk Tuesday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. You all know the deal. Drop comments in the section below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see Kyuranger be adapted next, or would you rather, like I said, would you rather them see them do Tokuger and or Zyuohger first? Let me know what you guys think, guys. Until next time, later.